first noticed the bruises on her arm during a quiet afternoon at our favorite cafe. She tried to hide them under her sweater, but when her sleeve slipped, the purple marks were impossible to miss. I asked her what happened, and as always, she forced a smile and said she had bumped into a door. I had known her long enough to recognize a lie the moment it left her mouth. Over the next few weeks, the bruises kept appearing. Some on her neck, some on her wrists, some in places she thought no one would notice. Every time I tried to talk to her, she shut down, insisting everything was fine. But her eyes, tired, scared, and constantly scanning the room, told a different story. She wasn't just hiding bruises. She was hiding something much bigger. One evening, after days of silence, she finally broke down and told me everything. The man wasn't just someone she met. He was her affair partner, someone she had been seeing secretly for months. And the bruises weren't accidents. They were the result of arguments that turned violent. She begged me not to judge her, not to tell anyone, not to walk away. I promised I wouldn't, even though part of me felt deeply betrayed. Helping her became a burden I wasn't prepared for. I covered for her when she disappeared unexpectedly. I lied for her when her family asked where she was. I sat with her while she cried and promised she'd end things next week or tomorrow. But tomorrow never came. She kept going back to him. Even after every new bruise, every new excuse, every new promise to change, she dragged me into her chaos without thinking about the cost. I stopped sleeping properly. I stopped focusing at work. I kept worrying about her safety every time my phone buzzed. I told her repeatedly to leave him, to get help, to protect herself, but she never listened. She wanted sympathy without responsibility. She wanted rescue without effort. The breaking point came when she lied about me to cover one of her disappearances. She told someone I had invited her out for the day, even though I hadn't spoken to her. Suddenly, her family was calling me, accusing me of enabling her. I realized that she wasn't just hiding bruises, she was hiding behind me, using me as a shield for the trouble she kept creating. When I confronted her, she acted as if it was nothing. She said she had no choice, and that I would understand. That moment made everything clear. She didn't want help. She wanted someone to absorb the consequences of her decisions, and I was done being that person. I couldn't carry her secrets anymore. I stepped back from her life, quietly and completely. No big fight, no dramatic goodbye. I simply stopped answering the calls that always came at the worst hours. I stopped lying for her. I stopped giving her space to run from the truth. She would have to face what she created on her own. She would have to choose whether to save herself or stay trapped. Days later, she tried reaching out again, but I knew it was just another cycle beginning. I didn't respond. I felt guilty, but I also felt relieved. Helping someone who refuses to help themselves becomes a slow destruction, and I needed to protect what was left of my own peace. Eventually, word spread about her situation. People started realizing she wasn't the victim she pretended to be, not entirely. She had chosen secrets over honesty, chaos over stability, and lies over friendship. And now she had to live with the consequences without dragging anyone else down with her. I still hope she finds the courage to leave him and rebuild her life. But I also know it's no longer my responsibility to save her. Sometimes walking away isn't cruelty, it's the only way to stop enabling someone's self-destruction. And so I left her to face the trouble she created by herself. Not because I stopped caring, but because caring alone wasn't enough to fix the choices she kept making.